All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I am Harlequin, and I'm here today with Gnome, and this is going to be game two of the semifinals between Awesome, the blue Terran player on the bottom of the screen, and Yulath, the pink Terran player on the left side of the screen. Back-to-back positions might make this a little bit closer, but otherwise, being a double Terran game on a Metalopolis map, I can't imagine this isn't going to be pretty interesting, at least. I think this is a very fun map to play on, especially back-to-back. Leaves open the possibility of dropships, like we've already seen Awesome do before, but also just a wide variety of tactics are possible. So I'm expecting to see a whole, smorgasbord of units from Awesome, but we shall see where this goes. So, I don't know, Sinum, you saw the last game, so what do you think about that?
The last game was probably the strangest TVT I've seen. Well, not including the little one, but okay, so the weirdest TVT that wasn't played by pros. But yeah, I'm kind of hoping that something similar happens. It was pretty entertaining. Just I thought that it might go for a base race or go to a base race, but Awesome would have won that very thoroughly because she had Vikings and Yulath had like a starport and a Banshee. An early scout coming here from Yulath. Everything looking, well, I don't know. Going for the refinery before a barracks is kind of odd.
Refinery before barracks? What the heck does that mean?
Oh, he's probably just going to get a factory up pretty quickly.
Fast factory is the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anybody gets Reapers anymore, so I imagine that is a fast factory build.
Especially in TVT.
But even for fast factories, I don't usually see that early. But that's fine. I'm by no means a perfect Terran player. Terran is probably my weakest race, so I am doubly at a loss during this matchup.
Anyway, Awesome getting up her barracks. Yulath, of course, has his delayed a bit. And this actually means that he's going to have a delayed orbital command as well.
Yes, indeed it does. So you can see now that Awesome's orbital command is about half done right now. Getting a single Marine out, no problem. Single Marine coming out again for Yulath here. So more or less the same, except for, slower command center, faster gas. But about the same exact build order.
Awesome going for a reactor over here on her barracks. Very fun play. This implies, pretty quick marine pressure, pretty early marine pressure. And I do like this build in general, especially in TVT, I guess, because it means that things won't degenerate to mass tank, mass Viking, and then just grueling out. Factory now going down here for Awesome. So it's possible that she might be going Hellions, but I don't know, it kind of implies going for more Marines when you get the reactor up before your factory goes down.
Yeah, I totally agree. Awesome has in the past shown us that she has a very kind of Korean-esque kind of aggressive style of play, very boxer-like, very tank and Marine-oriented. So I would be very surprised, or I wouldn't be surprised at all if she doesn't just pump out reactor Marines and then pump out a single tank or something like that, and then push with 5 or 6 Marines and a tank, and just go from there. But we'll see exactly what she's going to do, because there's always the possibility. You can see there's a reactor coming up here for Yulath, so Yulath is already planning on getting reactor Hellions and Marauders, as it appears.
Well, it's possible that Yulath will be going for, that switch off with the starport, because, well, I guess he probably would have put the starport down first, right? Same argument as Awesome there. So, yeah, Awesome just pumping out Marines, and Marauder Hellion, he's not going to have too many Hellions, and a lot of it's going to come down just to the positioning of the Marines. So, yeah, we'll see how well it can do. It's kind of an odd build in TBT.
Alright, so double Hellions here with the single starport up, likely going to have a 4 Hellion drop in the back of Awesome's base, and if the timing works out, Awesome might just be ready to attack with a bunch of Marines and tanks right at the same time that the Hellions come over, which could be terrible if she's not in her base. However, with the starport going up, she could be looking at doing a Marine and tank drop like she's done in previous games very effectively, and that could be exactly what she's doing right now. Early siege tech going up right now, so we'll see who drops whom first.
Yeah, we got more Hellions on the way, so it looks like it will be a
double Viking.
Ooh, yeah, Viking.
Alright, so this was exactly the push that I was expecting from Awesome. This sort of, 6 or 7 Marine and single tank kind of push. It's very vicious if you're not ready for it. So I don't think Vikings are going to help out too much versus that, but Hellions are certainly good, and Marauders, yeah, we'll see how well she can push this.
Yep, we do have double Viking coming from Awesome as well, so both players going, trying to maintain air control before they actually do any drops. Yulath just kind of sitting inside this base. Meanwhile, Awesome taking out the Manx statue. He is a pretty bad guy, so it's very understandable. And yeah, just more Vikings, Marines, and tanks being
More
rallied.
Vikings, more tanks. Zero dropships. Just looks like a standard tank push. Whoever can control air dominance is going to win this. Marines pushing up with a nice backer from the siege tanks. Maybe I'd like to see that siege tank a little bit closer, but really not that bad. Definitely it's good for baiting people on.
Yep, looks like she is going to move a little bit closer. These Vikings trying to posture. There are three out for... there are three out for Yulath, but he's going for a counterattack. He's just going to drop those down. Meanwhile, Awesome pushing up forward over here.
There's the first couple of siege shots going out, doing some pretty good damage here to the Marauders and the Hellions. Meanwhile, Marines got a little bit of a beatdown from the Hellions. Hellions moving in to roast some more Marines. The Vikings definitely are winning for Yulath on that side here. Marauders taking out all of the Marines, and the last couple going for this tank here, and it looks like they're going to just be able to push through in the tank. Yulath having just enough units, he's probably going to have to land, although he's got it just with the rest of the Marauders. So Marauders, bonus damage to armored, doing a pretty good job against the siege tanks there. So that was a little bit of a trade-off there, but luckily Yulath was able to keep control over the skies, which is one of the most important things. Especially when going against somebody who's trying to outrange you with siege tanks, that's not bad.
Awesome now taking her expansion, just continuing to boost those, what she just pushed with, getting up more Vikings, more tanks, and more Marines, sieging up so that she has a little bit better defensive position. Yulath responding with his own expansion going up.
Locked in this forever Viking battle. It's kind of one of these strange kind of game theoretical kind of decisions that as soon as one player goes Vikings, everybody has to go Vikings. Nobody can ever give up going Vikings. And it's kind of like instantly locks everybody into making mass Vikings for the rest of the game. Or at least having enough Vikings in the air to maintain control.
Yeah, both players still produce.
We'll see how well she can push this.
Yep, we do have double Viking coming from Awesome as well. So both players going, trying to maintain air control before they actually do any drops. Yulath just kind of sitting inside this base. Meanwhile, Awesome taking out the Manx statue. He is a pretty bad guy, so it's very understandable. And yeah, just more Vikings, Marines, and tanks being
More
rallied.
Vikings, more tanks. Zero dropships. Just looks like a standard tank push. Whoever can control air dominance is going to win this. Marines pushing up with a nice backer from the siege tanks. Maybe I'd like to see that siege tank a little bit closer, but really not that bad. Definitely it's good for baiting people on.
Yep, looks like she is going to move a little bit closer. These Vikings trying to posture. There are three out for... there are three out for Yulath, but he's going for a counterattack. He's just going to drop those down. Meanwhile, Awesome pushing up forward over here.
There's the first couple of siege shots going out, doing some pretty good damage here to the Marauders and the Hellions. Meanwhile, Marines got a little bit of a beatdown from the Hellions. Hellions moving in to roast some more Marines. The Vikings definitely are winning for Yulath on that side here. Marauders taking out all of the Marines, and the last couple going for this tank here, and it looks like they're going to just be able to push through in the tank. Yulath having just enough units, he's probably going to have to land, although he's got it just with the rest of the Marauders. So Marauders, bonus damage to armored, doing a pretty good job against the siege tanks there. So that was a little bit of a trade-off there, but luckily Yulath was able to keep control over the skies, which is one of the most important things. Especially when going against somebody who's trying to outrange you with siege tanks, that's not bad.
Awesome now taking her expansion, just continuing to boost those, what she just pushed with, getting up more Vikings, more tanks, and more Marines, sieging up so that she has a little bit better defensive position. Yulath responding with his own expansion going up.
Locked in this forever Viking battle. It's kind of one of these strange kind of game theoretical kind of decisions that as soon as one player goes Vikings, everybody has to go Vikings. Nobody can ever give up going Vikings. And it's kind of like instantly locks everybody into making mass Vikings for the rest of the game. Or at least having enough Vikings in the air to maintain control.
Yeah, both players still producing out of those reactored starports, although... Yeah, Yulath's got a fair amount already, so it doesn't really need to produce at full capacity. It looks like a drop on the way for Yulath. He's got a whole bunch of Marauders and Hellions in those medevacs, so he will be dropping out pretty soon.
loaded up and good to go, although that's a dangerous move with all the Vikings currently floating around for Awesome. Awesome, her Vikings are in a perfect position. She has 5 Vikings right here up on the side of her base. Going to get a glimpse of this right now. Look at that, 1 Viking scouting this out, just kind of with a little bit of foresight there, and here it goes, going to take care of those dropships. Fully loaded dropship 1 goes down, fully loaded dropship 2 takes half health, but because she's been focusing firing the dropship, she actually loses the air battle, and is going to have to fight the rest of this with Marines.
Yeah, but the tank getting a nice shot off from those Marauders, and Awesome should be able to clean this up very easily.
Yep. Definitely cut that force in half by killing that first one, but again, the Vikings paid off pretty well. Going to have to replenish all of those, though. Let's see. Is she? Yes. She's got 4 more Vikings queued up. 2 at a time. And, yep, this is the kind of standoffish kind of Marine tank Viking battle that I was afraid of.
Yeah, the TVT that we were just talking about, things, how things used to be, and how things are better now that they aren't supposed to be like this. But unfortunately, we are seeing this kind of typical, stereotypical TVT, and, well, it could still be interesting. I like how they're playing around with drops a little bit more than you kind of tend to see. But, yeah, let's just hope that things will end, well, that things won't take too long.
Here we go. No drops this time, just a massive amount of Vikings just in time to get shot at by a missile turret and a few more Vikings. Let's see how the Viking micro is doing. Still building more and more missile turrets with the Marines chasing off the rest of the Vikings. Always better to have your Marines do the dirty work if they can than getting your own Vikings damaged. So, it looks like these couple of missile turrets should shut down most of the backdoor harassment going on over here. Otherwise, just kind of stalemating. Not really stalemating, but just kind of refusing to go anywhere. That's one of the problems with Terran, is that they are so well defended when they're mobile that there's not a lot of impetus usually for them to even go anywhere, because they just want to they want to kill you while defending and then counterattack. And if you have 2 Terrans, they both want to just kind of defend forever. But thankfully, Yulath has the smart move, which is a whole lot of Marauders, which is great against tanks, and a decent amount of Vikings, so we'll have to see. Awesome, however, being gutsy and taking this gold expansion now, right in the center, and going to just plop down a bunch of Marines and tanks there as defense. Meanwhile, the back of her base totally defended here with 4 missile turrets. Nobody's really going to be pushing through that anytime soon.
Yeah, definitely taking this gold. I guess it's a good idea just because she knows that her opponent is pretty much in the same position she is, so not really too eager to move out. I like this sensor tower placement here by Yulath.
I love the sensor.
If he gets another one down, say in this smoked area, he could pretty much shut down all drops until, until Awesome can take those out.
Yeah, love sensor tower. That's just a great unit.
Yeah, I hate it for the exact same reason.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, it's not that it's 100 I think, or is it a little bit more? I forget if they changed the cost on that. But
it's like
about
125, 100, so still pretty cheap.
Okay, yeah.
Drop
not
from
bad though.
From Yulath. A few Marauders drop out. He's gonna be. I think he should probably be landing those Vikings as well, but yeah, he's trying to go for the siege tank. He's gonna lose a few of the Marauders and not get too much done. He's gonna get a few SCVs, but I think he was really looking for a lot more. The missile turrets did take out one of the drops just before I could shoot or drop anything.
Oh, those Marauders are just going so hard against those SCVs. It looks like they're stuck up a little bit, though. I think they're a little bit glitched out there. Now they're firing again.
Yeah.
A lot of SCVs going down. Awesome, on the other hand, taking the time to push the front of Yulath's base while he's busy doing all that. Vikings make short work of Yulath's Vikings, and the rest of Yulath's forces are looking really dismal. He may have gambled a little bit too much by attacking Awesome right then. Single Thor coming out, that's going to chase away the Vikings a little bit, but the Marines and the siege tanks are still going really strong against this expansion. I think Yulath is in trouble, and Yulath GG's, so he kind of